Now that the game is all set up, we come across the first zombie entrance phase. And in order for the zombies to enter, they're going to be flipped from these 3 different zombie piles that you can see on the table here. To start the game out, a zombie from each pile is simply going to flip into the 3 spots furthest from our hero on the game board. And so we would flip over these zombies, 1 into this spot here, 1 from this deck into this spot here, and a 3rd into this spot right here. Now, this is a special type of zombie that would usually, during normal gameplay, pop up and go down next to our hero, surprising her. But in the first round of the game, we're going to keep her in the back, not having that special surprise ability. If it were a future turn, let's say we had a scenario something like this, we would simply flip open cards, or over cards, to fill the remaining spots. So we would do something like this, leaving this spot with Otis in it. As the game progresses, zombies will move forward trying to damage our hero. And we will flip out new cards from the decks in order to refill their spaces during the zombie entrance phases. So for example, we'll flip out these cards here, and they will fill up the spaces. But at some point, we're going to flip what is called an occurrence card, and they look like this. Occurrence cards have some type of effect that happened during the game. And in order to resolve these, you are going to set this aside and flip over a card from the Fate deck to see what happens with this occurrence. So we would flip over a card, and we would see we have ammo here, and we would look at the icon in the top right-hand corner. It's a wrench. And in order to resolve our occurrence, we would look at what that icon corresponds to. And this corresponds to the so much blood event on this card. And so much blood says that each player can only take 1 action on the turn that this card comes into play. But let's say we had flipped something else. Let's say we flipped an assault rifle, and you can see that this has a gun here. So we would reference the card again, and we can see that this is the incessant moan ability, or the incessant moan occurrence. And when this one goes off, when a character dies, this card is in play, you're going to subtract 3 points from your final score. Now, this is what we call a remains in play ability, indicated by the RIP next to the ability on the card. This means that this is going to stay in play until another one of these cards with the remains in play ability flips out. Finally, it's important to notice the biohazard symbol in the top corner of this card. When this card is flipped out, a player who has already been bitten or scratched is going to be turned into a zombie. And if you're the only player in the game, that will end the game. But if there's 2 players in the game is going to continue as the other player tries to fight and survive to hold off all of the other zombies.